Welcome to Guide to Reads, where timeless books meet today's busy mind. Are you feeling stretched thin by life's tiny frustrations? Do the small things chip away at your peace? You're not alone, and you're in the right place. Hit subscribe and tap the bell to journey with us through powerful ideas that help you breathe deeper, live calmer, and think clearer. Today, we're diving into the enduring wisdom of Don't Sweat the Small Stuff by Richard Carlson, a book that's helped millions quiet their minds and reclaim their inner peace. When it first hit shelves in 1997, it stayed on the bestseller list for over 100 weeks. Why? Because it spoke to something universal: the longing to let go of what doesn't matter and focus on what truly does. But this isn't your typical self-help manual. Instead of dense theory, Carlson offers 100 bite-sized reflections, each one a gentle reminder to shift perspective, soften judgment, and stay grounded. In this episode, we'll uncover some of the book's most powerful themes, simple, transformative ideas that remain just as relevant today as they were decades ago. So take a breath, and let's begin the journey to a lighter, more present life, one page at a time. 1. The freedom of less worry. Let's face it, we all do it. Someone cuts us off in traffic, a passing comment stings more than it should, and suddenly the day feels ruined. But deep down, we know the truth. Life is too short to let the small stuff steal our peace. Richard Carlson's message in Don't Sweat the Small Stuff isn't about ignoring life's little irritations. It's about something deeper, not letting them own us. Because every time we choose calm over chaos, we reclaim a little more freedom. A big step toward that freedom? Making peace with imperfection. The perfectionist in us wants everything just right. The tidy room, the flawless performance, the ideal version of ourselves and others. But chasing perfection is exhausting. Worse, it's a thief. It steals joy from the moment we're in. Carlson invites us to pause, to notice when we're nitpicking, and then to gently remind ourselves, life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. That's not weakness, it's wisdom. Now, some fear that slowing down means falling behind. That if we don't push hard and stress more, we'll lose our edge. But that's just another myth. In truth, calm minds often create the clearest paths. Peace isn't the enemy of ambition. It's what fuels sustainable, meaningful progress. When we're grounded, we think better, choose better, and live better. And here's a simple shift worth holding on to. Next time something gets under your skin, ask yourself, will this still matter a year from now? Chances are it won't. And maybe the most liberating truth of all, life isn't fair. It never promised to be. But once we stop expecting fairness, we start building resilience. We stop clinging to how things should be, and begin living fully with what is. That's where true freedom lies, not in a perfect life, but in a peaceful heart. 2. All we need is a little patience. Let's talk about one of the quietest powers we can cultivate: patience. Now, most people think of patience as just gritting your teeth through a long meeting or waiting in traffic without snapping. But Carlson helps us see it for what it really is: a path to inner peace. When you choose patience, you're choosing serenity over stress. You're saying, this moment may not be perfect, but I don't have to fight it. Picture this. You're stuck in traffic, running late, the minutes ticking by. You could spiral, or you could breathe. You could whisper to yourself, in the grand scheme of life, this is small stuff. And that simple reminder shifts everything. Carlson suggests a beautiful practice, something he calls patience practice periods. You carve out a few minutes, maybe while waiting in line or juggling distractions at home, and in that space, you commit to patience. Total, intentional, graceful patience. You'll be surprised how powerful 5 calm minutes can be. And over time, you'll find yourself less reactive, more anchored. Because the truth is, not every moment is a battle. Not every disagreement needs a winner. Peace isn't found by controlling life. It's found by choosing what truly matters. When you begin to choose your battles more wisely, something unexpected happens. You discover most battles aren't worth fighting at all. Even more, patience helps us reframe reality. On a good day, the world feels kind. On a bad day, the same events can feel overwhelming. So what changed? Not the world, our mood. And like clouds, moods pass. If we can ride them without attaching, we suffer less. Carlson gives us a simple, grounding mantra. Life isn't an emergency. Say it. Let it settle in your chest. Say it again when things get loud, in your environment or in your mind. Because patience doesn't mean weakness, it means wisdom. It means we trust that the storm will pass, and that, in the stillness, we find our strength. 3. Listening and acting with kindness. So far, we've explored how to tame the chaos within, how to breathe through traffic, embrace imperfection, and find calm in the everyday storm. But now, let's widen the lens. Because some of the most powerful changes happen not within us, but between us. In the way we speak. In the way we listen. In the way we choose to see, not just hear, the people in our lives. Carlson reminds us of a deceptively simple idea. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. In our rush to be right, to be heard, to make a point, we often forget that listening, truly listening, is one of the kindest gifts we can offer. Put down your mental script. Stop rehearsing your reply. Just be there, fully present. Because when someone feels truly heard, walls soften, tension dissolves, connection happens. And that connection? That's where peace begins, not just for them, but for you too. But what about the hard moments? When people are rude, reactive, or thoughtless? Carlson gently nudges us to look deeper. The barista who snapped at you? The driver who cut you off? They might be carrying unseen burdens. No, this doesn't excuse bad behavior. But it does free you from carrying their energy around all day. And here's the truth. Compassion isn't weakness. It's emotional wisdom. It's the choice to see beyond the surface and stay grounded in your peace. Want to take it further? Carlson suggests this heart-expanding practice. Once a week, write a letter to someone you appreciate. No need for occasion, just pure gratitude. It's a quiet ritual that reconnects you to what truly matters. And then, the boldest move of all, practice random acts of kindness. And tell no one. Let that sink in. In a world that rewards performance and applause, imagine doing something kind. Just because. No Instagram post, no credit, just a silent ripple of goodness that no one sees. Except you. And you know what? That's the magic. Because when we give freely, we receive something far greater in return, a deeper connection to humanity, and a lighter heart. So today, listen with more presence. Act with quiet kindness. And remember, peace isn't just an inner journey. It's how we show up for each other, moment by moment. 4. Practice makes perfect. Let's stay for a moment in the quiet space between people. That place where egos clash, tempers rise, and something as small as a disagreement can feel like a battle for truth. It's tempting, isn't it? That pull to be right, to correct, to clarify, to make sure the world knows you saw it clearly. But what if being right isn't the real victory? What if the deeper strength lies in choosing peace over pride? Richard Carlson invites us to pause in that precise moment, when your lips are forming the rebuttal, when your chest tightens with the need to prove a point, and instead ask, do I want to be right, or do I want to be at peace? Because here's the truth most of us already know in our hearts. Winning the argument rarely fills us up, but building someone up instead of tearing them down, now that leaves a lasting calm. Yes, we'll slip. Yes, we'll judge. Yes, we'll feel the urge to outshine, outwit, outdo. But with awareness, even those moments become practice. Tiny invitations to choose humility over ego. And here's the quiet irony of it all. The more we let go of the need for validation, the more respect we earn. There's something magnetic about someone who doesn't need the spotlight, who doesn't brag or compete, who simply is. Carlson calls us to become that kind of person, not by force, but by practice. So be curious, not judgmental. Become an explorer of the human experience. Try seeing the world through the eyes of others, not to agree, but to understand. You'll soon discover this simple truth. Right and wrong often live in the land of assumptions. And when we loosen our grip on those assumptions, grace finds a way in. Grace. What a gentle word. It doesn't fix everything. It doesn't make the hard days disappear, but it helps you meet them with softness. Bad moods? Let them pass like clouds. Plans falling apart? Meet the mess with flexibility. Because in the end, you don't rise to the occasion. You fall back on your practice. So what are you practicing today? Stress or surrender? Pride or peace? Judgment or grace? Because you become what you practice most. And if that practice is rooted in calm, patience, and kindness, then slowly, steadily, you become a quiet force, a gentle anchor in a restless world. 5. Making time for what's important. Take a breath, and do you feel that? That quiet rhythm moving in and out of your lungs. It's life's simplest miracle. In the midst of chaos, frustration, and noise, it's easy to forget that peace begins with something as gentle as breathing. The next time you feel overwhelmed, just pause and count. Breathe in. 1. Breathe out. 2. And slowly, gently, keep counting until your thoughts stop racing and the moment begins to soften. This is the doorway to meditation. Not perfection, not enlightenment, just presence. You don't need incense or silence or a mountain retreat. You only need a moment. Eyes closed, breath steady, heart open. And when your mind wanders, as it always does, guide it back, without judgment, without force. That's how calm is cultivated, not by controlling the world, but by gently returning to yourself. Now maybe, just maybe, you can give yourself the gift of a few minutes more. Try stretching, moving, releasing. A touch of yoga, not for the body alone, but for the cluttered mind. Let tension melt, not just from your back or your shoulders, but from your thoughts, your worries, your endless to-do list. And if you feel there's no time, perhaps you're not lacking time, but sacred space. The author suggests something radical. Wake up earlier, an hour, just one, before the world knocks on your door, before the noise begins. That quiet hour, untouched and still, could be your sanctuary, a place for your breath, your body, your passions, a place where life begins, not in a rush, but in grace. Ask yourself, what does success truly look like? Is it the crowded calendar, the next trophy, the bigger house? Or is it something quieter, the calm in your chest, the softness in your tone, the kindness you gave without asking for return? When you stop chasing more, you begin to see the wonder in what already is. And maybe, just maybe, that's the most important thing of all. Final summary. And that brings us to the end of today's reading guide for Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. And it's All Small Stuff by Richard Carlson. If there's one lasting message from this book, it's this. Peace of mind isn't found in controlling life's chaos. It's found in changing how we respond to it. Through small shifts in our daily habits, choosing calm over conflict, curiosity over judgment, and kindness over criticism, we slowly shape a gentler, wiser version of ourselves. So the next time you're feeling overwhelmed, take a breath. Look around. Ask yourself, is this really worth the stress? Most of the time, you'll find it isn't. And remember, reading about these ideas is only the beginning. The real transformation happens when you apply them, one mindful moment at a time. If this episode sparked a thought, brought a little more calm into your day, or simply reminded you to slow down, we'd love to hear from you. Leave us a rating, share the episode with someone who needs it, and be sure to subscribe to Guide to Reads for more reflections like this one. And of course, if this book resonated with you, don't stop here. Grab a copy of Don't Sweat the Small Stuff and dive deeper. Because sometimes the smallest insights make the biggest difference. Until next time, happy reading, and as always, read wisely, live deeply.